So this is the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup, Marlow Rowing Club against Tideway Scullers School. Tideway Scullers School looked like they weren't quite straight as they went off the start. They're going towards the island, but I think as long as they're smart, they could be in really quite a good position.
Yeah, they've had some pretty good results this year, Tideway Scullers School, and on the right of our picture there, just correcting their steering a little bit. They will be looking to finish their season on a real high, having won a 4th place finish at the National Schools Regatta and 5th at the Schools Head of the River earlier in the year. So they've been training really hard, aiming for this year's competition as the cherry on their cake of sculling this year.
Well, it's the crew from Marlow Rowing Club who've got a good start, led by their coach, Penny Thatcher, who coaches now down at Marlow Rowing Club, and she's had this crew well drilled. She brought in Pete Chambers, Olympic silver medalist, the finishing coach before National Schools Regatta, and now taking the crew on to Henley, and they've got a nice half-length lead here about a minute into the race. Yeah,
both quad sculling pretty well, I think, at this point, but it's pretty clear that as we join the race halfway down the course that the Marlow Rowing Club quad has the edge, and you can see that they've capitalised on that to open up some clear water between the two quads. Now we're looking here on the right of our picture at the Marlow Rowing Club crew. That's Tasha Strudwick in the bow seat, Daisy Bellamy at 2, Izzy Bird at 3, and stroke Charlotte Fennell.
Yeah, and all of these girls in the Marlow quad are currently involved in the GB trialling system. Charlotte Fennell in the stroke seat was in the Coxswains 4 last year that raced the Junior World Championships. So there's experience as well as the quality in this crew, and they're moving really nicely together in this squad.
Yeah, it's a strong performance. Cool heads, I think they just went off and they rode their own race from the start, and they've just eased out pretty much steadily as they've gone through the course. And Tideway Scullers School maybe stroking a stroke or two a minute above Marlow Rowing Club, still attacking and still holding together well technically, I think. We're looking at the back now. India Lawrence in the bow seat of the Tideway Scullers crew. In front of her sits Jessie Goodall, then Isabel Lack, and then at stroke Ruby O'Keefe there, looking fixedly down the course behind her, holding her line. Real focus on the faces of these girls, and you can see their determination, really trying to drive it through, seeing what they can do to move the boat even faster as they're getting tired.
Well, I think it's going to be a very good event, the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Sculls this year. This crew we see from Marlow won the Junior Sculling Regatta, but took 2nd place at Wallingford Regatta behind a very strong Henley crew, who I know we're going to be seeing later in the regatta. But we see them coming down now in that little quiet phase of the race course just before they get to the enclosures, and the Marlow crew will be enjoying the experience, being out on the course, getting used to it. Tideway Scullers still pushing them hard. There's still work to be done, as they've still got 2 minutes to go before they get to the finish line.
Yeah, so Marlow selected by the stewards as one of the likely hotter crews in this event, and it's proving to be the case. I love this shot looking at the bows of the boat, as you can see how the athletes are moving, and you can see the boat running pretty level there, pretty solidly. A little bit of a surge as the sculls move to the finish of the stroke, and the boat surges forward, and then the women have to let it run underneath them. They don't want to slide forwards and slow it down too much as their weight swings backwards through the boat, and that's the way to scull a quad.
But you can see the really nice acceleration as you see the muscles working as the boat just surges on and through the middle of the stroke. They make that nice connection, then give it a real push through the middle, and then just finish it off with their shoulders.
Yeah, one of the things you're trying to do in rowing is to make the gap between the puddles that the oars leave behind as wide as possible. So you leave a set of swirling puddles of power in the water, and you want the boat to run as far as it can before you put the next set of puddles down. And it's been a lovely row from the Junior Women's Quad at Marlow Rowing Club here as they come through the enclosures, nicely filling up with sunscreen patrons, all rowing fans, watching a display of great sculling from both crews here. Tideway Scullers School pushing on still to the line, pushing on still, but it is the day for Marlow Rowing Club.
So that is Marlow Rowing Club first across the line ahead of the Tideway Scullers School in that heat of the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup, and you see confirmation there of that win for Marlow Rowing Club.